My name is Meg McLynn, and I'm playing Laurie Baxter. And I took this role for several reasons. Working with a group of women for the summer sounded amazing. Working with my best friend Angela sounded amazing. But the way that the project was described to me, this group of women writers having any kind of female-centric piece, some of my favorite projects as an actor have been all female casts or mostly female casts. So to be able to develop a character within this group of women over the course of a summer just sounded like a fabulous exercise as an actor and an incredible opportunity to work with some really amazing women.
And Meg, what kind of TV do you personally like to watch?
I like to watch, I like mysteries. I like superheroes. I like action usually when I'm watching television. When my husband is around. When he isn't around, I like to watch Downton Abbey. I like to watch more period pieces, and pieces that are really character driven, which is really what this show is about. It is about the characters individually and then growing together as a group. And that's when I'm watching television on my own, those are the kinds of shows that I gravitate towards.
In the Laurels, you both act as Laurie, but then you also read. Spoilers. Yeah, we'll run with it. So you act as Laurie, but you also read as Laurie. Did you find that a challenge? What was different about that? Have you ever done a project before where you've been reading live, anything along those lines?
Gotcha. Playing the role of Laurie, there were a number of challenges in developing the character and relating to Cole. I mean, Laurie's story, for much of the Laurels, is about her desire to create a better life for her son and to find a place for her son in the world. So reading as Laurie, knowing what I know about what is written there, it was an interesting challenge to think about who Laurie is in terms of education, in terms of public speaking, how comfortable she would be reading aloud in front of a group of anybody, strangers, friends. I don't think this is something that she's done very often in her life. And the fact that she's reading material that is very personal to her in ways that we don't understand as viewers until the show develops. I really had to think about how much of the actor in me was going to get into the language, because the language I find is just beautiful and the imagery that it evokes is so powerful. But I think for Laurie, reading it wouldn't. Her voice wouldn't deliver it in that way. There wouldn't be as much passion. She's still searching for an understanding. Do other people see what she sees in the writing? So there had to be a simplicity to it, which was really interesting with such, again, beautiful imagery, having something that's so powerful being that simple in the tone of the speaking of it. It was interesting.
In the Laurels, there is also the challenge of the series. You're seated for almost the entire time. How was that different for you as an actor with limited physicality?
I don't think I've ever sat so much in an acting role before, other than doing staged readings, perhaps. And so there was, I was thinking a lot in terms of continuity. Where were my hands when I just said that? Where were these things when I just said that? And also, we actors always want to make sure we look good, so it's like, how do I sit in a way that seems natural and is somehow flattering as well? And how much would Laurie care about how flattering she looks? She's exhausted. She's works and has a son with autism. How much would she really care about this? So there was a lot of choosing to just settle in and be comfortable sitting, feel relieved to be able to sit, knowing that Laurie is on her feet all of the time. So that is how I, as an actor, have embraced sitting for 8 episodes.
And so many hours. The actor who plays Cole in real life has Asperger's, which is also on the autistic spectrum. How was it to work with an actor with autism or Asperger's?
Working with Max, I've worked with a lot of actors before, and I was so impressed from day one. I will admit to being a little concerned, how, I am playing this boy's mother. There's, how much physical contact can I have? How much eye contact can I make? And Max let me know from the get-go, just in the way he approached me, that I was safe. He let me feel safe, which put me at ease right away. But then watching him, he doesn't say much in a lot of these episodes, and yet every time the camera was rolling, he would get right back to his physical position. He would make contact with me. He was always thinking, as an actor, what is Cole doing right in this moment? What is Cole hearing right in this moment? And I've worked with a lot of actors who could take lessons in professionalism from this kid. So I think I lucked out with my scene partner in a big way.
And then last is any last words that you want to say about the show or about your character. And you can do both, you can do either and. I only try to mix up one of the questions. Like for Jeannie, I said, what advice would you give to young actors? For you, I talked about Max. I'm trying to just mix up that one. But this is just like anything that you want to say about your character or the show.
When I read the scripts for the show, I was so intrigued at how little I knew about everybody when it began, and how little pieces revealed themselves as each episode continued on, and how rich and full these characters became. And I guess that's the thing that I hope the audiences will see. It's kind of like when you meet people for the first time, how much of ourselves do we really let people see, and what does it take for us to sort of let down our guard? And so that's what I think is really beautiful about the journey that these women and Cole take together. And I hope the audience will take it with us as well, and see how much of ourselves we see sitting around at this table. I look at all of these characters and I see aspects of so many different people from my life embodied in these people, and that really, even now as we're still filming, they're still becoming more and more alive to me. So I'll be curious to see how the characters develop for viewers on the outside, and how much they get to really see these people as complete human beings. So we'll see.